For decades, one name has ruled the world of prehistoric terror: Tyrannosaurus rex. Its towering frame, bone-crushing bite, and pop culture fame have made it the undisputed king of dinosaurs in the public imagination. But what if we told you that T-Rex was just one apex predator among many, some bigger, some faster, some stranger? Imagine this: you're standing in a Cretaceous jungle, thinking a T-Rex is your worst nightmare. Then, out of the swamp, a massive sailback beast lunges forward. From behind the trees, a pack of sleek, intelligent hunters with sickle claws flank you. You were watching the king, but you forgot the kingdom. The truth is, the Cretaceous period wasn't just Rex's playground. It was a war zone filled with deadly rivals, each evolving their own terrifying methods to dominate and survive. And while the spotlight has lingered on T-Rex, the shadows hold predators just as deadly, just as fascinating, and far less understood. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain to explore the forgotten assassins, the regional tyrants, and the underestimated monsters that challenged T-Rex's throne. Are you ready to meet the ones history almost forgot? T-Rex ruled North America, but what about the rest of the world? While movies often make it seem like T-Rex was everywhere, reality paints a far more diverse and fascinating picture. In South America, Giganotosaurus stalked the open plains longer than T-Rex and armed with razor-sharp teeth. In Africa, Spinosaurus lurked in swampy rivers, the largest known carnivorous dinosaur, with a sail on its back and jaws like a crocodile. Over in Asia, Tarbosaurus prowled the dense forests of what is now Mongolia, nearly identical to T-Rex in build, but adapted to different prey. Even Australia, still mysterious in terms of fossil record, hints at unique predators yet to be fully understood. The Cretaceous was not a single-stage theater with one leading actor. It was a global battlefield with regional superstars, each shaped by their environment and competition. Different continents became evolutionary arenas, where predators evolved radically different forms and strategies. And while T-Rex gets all the attention, it never faced off against most of these rivals because it never left its home turf. So before we crown a global king, let's first explore the empires that rose in parallel, hidden across ancient Earth's fractured continents. Imagine a predator longer than T-Rex, with a crocodile's snout, huge claws, and a sail rising from its back like a jagged fin. Meet Spinosaurus, a creature so bizarre that it took over a century for paleontologists to piece it together. First discovered in Egypt in 1912, the original fossils were destroyed in World War II, leaving scientists with only fragments and speculation. But in recent decades, new discoveries in Morocco have painted a clearer and more terrifying picture. Spinosaurus wasn't built for land dominance, it was a river hunter. Its nostrils sat high on its skull for breathing while submerged. Its conical teeth ideal for catching fish, and its body adapted for swimming with a paddle-like tail. In a world where T-Rex reigned as a terrestrial bruiser, Spinosaurus carved out a different throne, one beneath the water surface. Some researchers now believe it was the first truly aquatic dinosaur, using stealth and speed to ambush massive prey in ancient river systems. This was no lumbering land beast. This was a Cretaceous crocodile on steroids. And for any creature that wandered too close to the water's edge, Spinosaurus was death from below. In the vast wind-swept plains of what is now Argentina, a different kind of terror once roamed. Giganotosaurus, whose name literally means giant southern lizard, was longer than T-Rex, sleeker, and possibly more agile. While T-Rex crushed bones with brute force, Giganotosaurus relied on speed and slashing. Its skull stretched over 5 feet, lined with blade-like teeth designed not to crush, but to carve. But what truly sets it apart isn't just its size, it's the possibility that it hunted in groups. Fossil evidence suggests that Giganotosaurus may have coordinated with others of its kind. A terrifying concept, multiple 8-ton predators working together to bring down enormous prey, like Argentinosaurus. Unlike the dense forests or swamps of other continents, the open terrain of Patagonia may have encouraged this social behavior. Picture a pack of these monsters sprinting across the ancient plains, too fast to escape, too powerful to fight. Giganotosaurus was not just a solo killer. It may have been the lead striker in a coordinated attack. In the arms race of the Cretaceous, it wasn't just about who had the biggest bite. It was also about who worked together best. And Giganotosaurus may have rewritten the rules of dinosaur warfare. Across the ancient landscapes of Asia, evolution brewed predators every bit as fearsome as their western cousins. At the top stood Tarbosaurus, often nicknamed the Asian T-Rex. But this wasn't just a copy, it was a unique predator adapted to different challenges. Slightly lighter and more agile, Tarbosaurus thrived in dense forests, where speed and maneuverability mattered more than raw power. It hunted hadrosaurs and sauropods in an environment filled with rivers, undergrowth, and limited visibility. And then there's Alioramus, less famous, but equally intriguing. With a narrow snout and more teeth than T-Rex, it may have hunted smaller prey with speed and precision. Picture a more agile predator, darting through trees like a jungle cat. These Asian theropods evolved under different pressures, and their builds reflect that. While North American predators evolved for brawn, many Asian carnivores leaned into speed, flexibility, and sensory sharpness. The lush Cretaceous forests of Mongolia weren't made for giants that stomped these killers stalked. And unlike the showdowns we imagine between Rex and Triceratops, battles here were quicker, bloodier, and won by the first strike. Asia didn't lack monsters, it simply raised them with a different blueprint. They weren't giants, but they were deadly. Dromaeosaurs like Velociraptor and Deinonychus were small, fast, and frighteningly smart. Unlike the lumbering titans of their time, these predators used speed, coordination, and sharp claws to take down prey much larger than themselves. Velociraptor, popularized by Hollywood, was no man-sized beast, it was turkey-sized, feathered, and built like a predator drone. But what it lacked in size, it made up for in tactics. Its retractable sickle-shaped claw could disembowel prey with a single strike. Deinonychus, larger and stronger, hunted in coordinated packs, much like wolves today. Fossil evidence shows multiple individuals attacking the same prey animal, suggesting complex group behavior. They weren't brute force killers, they were tacticians. Their brains were large for their body size, their senses sharp, and their moves calculated. In a world of giants, they thrived in the shadows, ambushing instead of charging. Think less Rex thunder and more ninja strike. If you imagine being stalked in a Cretaceous forest, it wasn't the roar of a distant predator, you feared it was the silence before a coordinated ambush. Intelligence, not size, made them lethal. These were the assassins of the dinosaur world, and they almost never missed. Every great predator is shaped by its prey. In the Cretaceous world, herbivores weren't just walking meals, they were heavily armored, fast-moving, and often deadly in their own right. Ankylosaurs were walking tanks with bone-crushing tail clubs. Triceratops wielded horns that could gore a predator in seconds. Hadrosaurs traveled in herds and could run fast, using numbers and alert calls as defense. Even sauropods like Alamosaurus swung massive tails with lethal force. To survive, predators had to evolve not just strength, but strategy. T-Rex developed a bite force powerful enough to crack armor. Giganotosaurus may have relied on group coordination to bring down massive prey. Dromaeosaurs adapted to attack from the sides or target weak points. Even Spinosaurus shifted its focus to aquatic prey, where the competition was lower, but the skills needed were different. Evolution wasn't a straight line toward bigger and meaner. It was a constant arms race, where each adaptation by herbivores forced predators to become smarter, faster, or more specialized. In this deadly dance, survival wasn't guaranteed by size alone. The deadliest predators weren't just hunters, they were problem solvers, shaped and refined by the prey they pursued. Nature's balance was always at stake and always in motion. While giants like T-Rex and Spinosaurus grab headlines, many other predators lurk in the fossil record, less famous, but no less deadly. Take Carnivores, for example. With tiny arms, a deep skull, and two devil-like horns, it looked like something out of myth. Its powerful legs suggest it was one of the fastest large theropods, possibly sprinting down prey across open plains. Or consider Rugops, a name meaning wrinkle face, a smaller predator from Africa with a strangely delicate skull, perhaps adapted to scavenging or soft-bodied prey. Then there's the bizarre Tyranosaurus. Though not strictly carnivorous, this towering beast had the longest claws of any land animal, over 3 feet each. Their exact use remains debated, but if wielded in defense, they could slash a predator in half. These dinosaurs don't fit the typical mold of monster hunter, and that's what makes them fascinating. Evolution doesn't always choose the biggest jaws it experiments. It creates oddities, specialists, hybrids. These forgotten carnivores remind us that the Cretaceous wasn't just ruled by brutes, but by a diverse and sometimes bizarre cast of survivors. Some stalked, some scavenged, some defied classification, but all of them played a role in the deadly ecosystem. Rex called home just when we think we understand the Cretaceous world. The ground reveals something new. In the last few decades, discoveries from remote corners of the globe, Morocco, Mongolia, Argentina, and China have shattered old assumptions about predator behavior, anatomy, and dominance. In Morocco, Spinosaurus fossils uncovered in ancient riverbeds revealed adaptations for aquatic life no one expected. In China, feathered theropods showed that many carnivorous dinosaurs had plumage, not scales, forcing us to rethink what these predators looked like. In Patagonia, new fossils suggest that Giganotosaurus may have hunted cooperatively, something once thought impossible for such large reptiles. Even the idea of velociraptors as solitary hunters has been questioned by trackways showing pack movement. Technology has played a huge role. CT scans, isotopic analysis, and advanced dating techniques now allow scientists to reconstruct behavior, growth rates, and diets with stunning precision. What was once just bone has become biography. Each fossil isn't just a skeleton, it's a story waiting to be decoded. And with every new discovery, the Cretaceous predator hierarchy shifts. The more we learn, the more we realize how little we knew. Paleontology isn't just digging up the past, it's rewriting it, bone by bone, clue by clue. Despite all the evidence, one predator still dominates museum halls, documentaries, and childhood imaginations. T-Rex. It's the icon, the poster child, the undisputed king of the dinosaurs. But is that reputation truly earned, or just the product of luck, location, and Hollywood? T-Rex lived only in North America, and only during the final few million years of the Cretaceous. It never encountered Spinosaurus, never fought Giganotosaurus, never raced against Carnivores. Its fame grew because its fossils were found early, in dramatic condition, and in a country with the media power to turn bones into legends. Meanwhile, equally formidable predators elsewhere were buried under obscurity, politics, or lost fossil records. Science tells us that T-Rex was indeed powerful, but not necessarily the smartest, fastest, or most successful. So why does it still rule our imaginations? Perhaps we crave a simple villain, a single apex monster?